The purpose of an inheritance trust is to control the inheritance that you leave after you're gone. We typically use those if you want to prevent your inheritance from being wasted because of divorce, death, or irresponsible heirs. Inheritance trusts work by holding the assets that you leave for your heir. Instead of going directly to your heir, they're held by the trust, and the trustee controls where the assets are, what they're invested in, and when the beneficiary can receive those assets. You might know what an inheritance trust is when you hear about someone who's very wealthy leaving money to their child, like Paris Hilton. Her parents left her money to an inheritance trust so that they could control when she received it and what it could be spent on, so that the money wasn't just wasted immediately. Inheritance trusts aren't just for the wealthy. They can be used by almost anyone because it doesn't really matter how much money you're leaving. I'm sure you worked hard for it and you want to protect it. With an inheritance trust, we can help you maintain those assets not just for your lifetime, but for your children's lifetimes. The main difference between leaving money directly to someone and leaving it to an inheritance trust is that with the inheritance trust, you can control where it goes after you're gone. Money that you leave to an inheritance trust is generally not taxed. The inheritance tax starts at $11.58 million for a single person and $23.16 million for a married couple. If you're under those asset levels, the inheritance you leave won't be taxed. You need an attorney to assist you with an inheritance trust because that is not something that you can create on your own. It's also not something that you can get from an online legal source. They have very general documents that are not applicable to inheritance trusts. They have the basic revocable trust. Sometimes they might have an irrevocable trust, but they don't have inheritance trusts. We have extensive experience with inheritance trust planning, so we can help you decide who should be in charge of the trust, what types of distributions should be made, and when those distributions should be made. So if you have an heir who is not responsible, or they have drug or alcohol issues, or even if you just don't really like their spouse, we can help you figure out how to protect the inheritance. During your initial consultation, we will figure out if you need an inheritance trust, and if you do need an inheritance trust, we will help you walk through all the decisions that you need to make. So who the trustee would be, who the beneficiaries would be, what limitations we put on it, and where the assets go, because we can control the assets not only when you leave them to your heir, but if they pass away, we can also control where they go after that.